I welcome all learners to this virtual classroom, and I hope it shall be a good time together. I am Dr. Mrs. Olubukola Longe, Senior Lecturer, Department of Educational Foundations, University of Lagos. Today, we are going to be looking at the course EDF 322, Sexuality Education and Marital Guidance and Counseling. It is a 2-unit compulsory course, and we shall be discussing the first study session, which is the nature and purpose of sexuality education and marital guidance and counseling. After this lesson today, you'll have been able to discuss and describe sexuality education, explain the nature and purpose of sexuality education, outline basic assumptions of human sexuality education and marital counseling. Now we are looking at the description of sexuality education. Sexuality is from the root word sex. And whenever you talk about sexuality, you should add the word human to distinguish it from animal sexuality. What is sexuality education? It is the process of helping the adolescents and youths to understand themselves, their personality makeup, and their interpersonal relationship with people. What is human sexuality education, therefore? It is that holistic education that enlightens children and adolescents about parts of their bodies, the functions of each part, and the consequences of lack of self-control if they allow handshakes to go beyond the elbow. That is, exposing themselves to unnecessary relationship with the opposite sex. It is also a program package for equipping individuals with appropriate knowledge, information, and skills that will enable them to understand and handle their sexuality personally and in relation to others. What is marital counseling? Marital counseling is the process of assisting clients whose heterosexual and heterosexual relationship is experiencing hiccups or challenges so that they can identify their differences and adjust to live a peaceful life. Marital counseling is also a professional assistance rendered to would-be and married couples to learn how to enjoy blissful marriage. The nature and purpose of sexuality education, which is to guide adolescents and youths. We are looking at the period of adolescence first, because the course is tailored towards the adolescents. The period of adolescence is when the libido is at the peak and when life is at its fullest. It is a time when young people must be taught the consequences of friendship. It is a period of endocrine changes and development of secondary sexual characteristics. And as a result of the aforementioned, sexuality education becomes necessary to adolescents. The need and purpose for sexuality education and marital counseling. It is to put a stop to teenage parenthood, to avoid sex-related problems, to prevent sexual abuse in all forms, to instill self-respect in heterosexual relationship. While it is also to reduce cases of abortion and prevent sexually transmitted diseases known as STDs. It will also reduce children mortality. It will enlighten the adolescents about the right socio-personal space, social skill deficits, and others. It will ensure happy marriage in future. It will also reduce cases of single parenthood and school dropouts among adolescents. There are some assumptions of human sexuality, education, and marital counseling. Sexuality education, one, does not deprive children of their innocence, which means it does not just open them up to sexual activity. Sexuality education provides and equips children and adolescents with information and skills on sexuality, and this prevents them from becoming easy prey to pedophiles. Sexuality education is a means of empowering adolescents, though it has been resisted in many low and middle income countries because of lack of understanding. It disabuses parents' negative notions. It teaches etiquette and encourages value for virginity till marriage. At this juncture, I'd like us to look at the following points as summary of what we have learned in class today. Number one, sexuality education is the process of helping young people to understand themselves and their sexuality. Number two, marital counseling is a professional assistance. Number three, adolescence is a period of endocrinal changes and development of secondary sexual characteristics. Number four, the purpose of sexuality education include to put a stop to teenage parenthood and instill self-respect in heterosexual relationship, among others. Also, assumptions of sexuality education and marital counseling were discussed, among which is the fact that sexuality education does not deprive children of their innocence. There are self-assessment questions to help you further in understanding what you have done in class today, and which we'll be answering on your own. Number one, what do you understand by sexuality education? Number two, what is marital counseling? Number three, discuss 4 purposes of sexuality education and marital counseling. And number 4, mention 3 basic assumptions of sexuality education. We have some references for more information on this course. as you go through to enhance your knowledge and equip you more. Thank you for listening. This is where we end the course today. See you in the next class. Bye.